Welcome to Economics Wise. Our class for today is microeconomics, and the topic is collusive pricing and price leadership. This is the continuation of the different models of an oligopoly. In our previous video, we talked about the king demand model, and in this video, we're talking about collusive pricing and price leadership. Under collusive pricing, we need to understand the concept of cartel, and by cartel we mean the conglomerate of distinct oligopolistic firms in different regions who decide to collude price decisions and also fix their outputs which they will produce. And by this, a reasonable example would be OPEC. OPEC is simply a conglomerate of distinct countries into oil production who collude price decisions and also to fix outputs that different countries are to produce in in terms of collusion of prices. So this explains that we have different oligopolistic firms who collude their price and also fix the output to produce. The collusion of prices can be in two forms. It could be in overt collusion and covert collusion. And by overt collusion, it means this is when prices are fixed openly. There's no restriction to price collusion in that country. And OPEC would be a perfect example. They fix the prices of goods and services and also the quantity of barrels a country is to produce. And the other type of collusion is the covert collusion. By covert collusion, this is where price collusion is restricted in this certain country in order to avoid monopoly power from collusion of oligopolistic firm. Now, a perfect example would be a company in the USA. USA restricts price collusion because it is assumed to them that when different companies collude their prices, they stand as a monopoly, and with them standing as a monopoly, they can influence the prices of goods and services just to get higher profits. So, covert collusion is when price collusion is fixed secretly. As such, in that country, there is a restriction. How do we determine our output and quantity when there is a collusion? And by collusion, I say this is when they decide to fix price jointly. They are not taking price decisions independently of each other. So the price to be produced in a system, I already explained that when you collude prices, they are they are fixing prices and quantity together. So we assume that they are a monopoly because they are standing as one giant company. So the concept of this of collusion of prices is explained in terms of the monopoly because by monopoly they fix the quantity at the point where their marginal revenue is equal to their marginal cost, and from our graph it's at this point where marginal revenue cuts the marginal cost curve at this point, which is now traced up to your demand curve. Then you fix your price and quantity. So by collusion, you have them standing as one giant company, having control over the price. They are the price maker, so they fix the price and the quantity to be supplied to the market. So this is the concept of collusive pricing. However, as it sounds reasonable to collude prices, there are some barriers to collusion. One of the important barriers is the demand and cost differences. By demand and cost differences, it means that the cost it would take a country to produce such output for which they are going to collude prices differs from the cost it would take another country. Now, a perfect example, like I said earlier, it was OPEC, and by OPEC we have different countries like Iran, Iraq, Nigeria as part of OPEC. Now, the cost it takes Nigeria to produce oil is different from the cost it takes Iran to produce oil. So, due to this cost and demand differences, this can also be a barrier to price collusion because it might not profit one country over in comparison with another. Another one is cheating, and by cheating, it means that after colluding prices, a a firm or a country can decide to increase its own price just for him to make higher profits compared to other firms that abide by the collusion. And the third one says the number of firms. And by number of firms, we mean that when the number of firms in a collusive system, it's much and can be easily regulated, can be easily controlled, it becomes very hard to regulate this market. However, some of them can increase the prices of goods and services to get higher profit. But if there are few, like three to five, then it's easier to regulate such markets. Other reasons are recession, potential entry, and legal barriers. The last but not the least model we have under the oligopoly system is the price leadership model. And by price leadership, it explains the existence of a dominant industry, which is usually the largest, the first, or either the most efficient industry. So this industry or this firm, sorry, fixes prices, and this price that is fixed by this industry affects all other sub firms, sub oligopolistic firms, because they see this industry or this firm as its leader. So whatever pricing system this dominant firm takes, the other sub firms follow its pricing system. So this explains the concept of price leadership model. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Please, it costs 0.00 naira, 0.00 of your time. Please just click the subscribe button. Thank you very much.